3, momentum. Episode 2 is things we wish we knew in our 20s. I'm excited about this topic. So we are conversations and cocktails with Kelda and crew. The crew are the ladies, and I told you all in, what was that, March, that we were having a surprise, and the surprise are the men in the building. We got the Julians, and we got the hands, y'all. Welcome. So excited. So which one? Which is Facebook? Can't see. No, it's that one. Yeah, I thought we had them in screen though. See, yes, and then he moved there because he moved. Okay. Look. So, y'all, please let us know if you can hear us okay. We just have the one mic since we're kind of center and around each other, so we're hoping that we're good. I can't get everybody. That's fine. As long as you got on that one, yes, that's good. Okay. So the theme this time is lemons. So when life gives you lemons, make lemon cocktails. Okay. So make lemon cocktails. So the 2 signature cocktails. So I wanted to do one for the ladies and then do one for the men. So the signature cocktail for the ladies is a coconut lychee yuzu margarita. So that's what we all have. And then the men, I made a Dr. Pinky inspired Kentucky Mule. So that's what the men are drinking. And some of the ingredients are sitting right there on the table. The bourbon that I use for the men is Bullet, which I really, really love. And then we have the syrups, which one is coconut, one is lychee. And then we have a yuzu liqueur, lychee liqueur, and then tequila. Now, I know, we learned the hard way about tequila when we was growing up, but that was the yellow Jose Cuervo. The white one is a little bit better. It's decent. You don't have to worry about being towed down and all the other things that come along with drinking the yellow. So I do use the yellow from time to time. When I'm mixing drinks, it doesn't make sense to use a really expensive tequila when you put so much stuff in. So that's why I have the Jose Cuervo.
Kelda, tell me about the Hennessy Berry, please.
So the Hennessy Berry is, I guess, new-ish. I don't know how new it is, but Hennessy has 3 flavors. It's Hennessy Berry, Hennessy Rita, and Hennessy Tea. It's selling like hotcakes. It's almost gone at Benny's and Evanston. I bought the 3 separate bottles just the other day, and now they're all gone. All they have left was the berry. Free plug. Right. So yeah, get your son. So we start everything. We're not doing a shot. We're gonna do a cheers. So cheers to Q2. Conversations and cocktails with Kelda and crew. Cheers. Play. All right. Yes.
Cheers. It says.
Okay. It's not good for me.
It might be
This tastes wonderful, you guys. It tastes wonderful.
That's the coconut lychee yuzu margarita that Barb was talking about.
Drinking up nose.
Okay. So what happened? Things are good.
That's why it's functioning.
We're gonna get into it. You have your phone with you?
They're saying bring them on.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. That's an option at Facebook. Well, we could do that. Yeah, I wanted a timer too as well.
I put the timer on.
Yeah. And I already put that. We don't have rights. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm not going to start the conversation because I can talk a lot about this. I've been in different circles for the past 2 months, and I've been bringing up the topic just to see what people are thinking about it. So I think it's going to be a real good one, and when we have the men's perspective, this is going to be good. So the topic is things we wish we knew in our 20s. So And,
No,
okay, let's get it.
so things that you know, things that you wish you knew when you were 20 that you know now. For me, just how to tap into your certain inner strength that creates your reality. So, things that you go through in your 20s, good things happen, and you just chalk it up as like, oh, it's a coincidence, or it's this, or it's that. Yeah, you got lucky, not knowing that you're generating that whole experience your whole time. And I think that for me, yeah, just tapping into that inner self would have helped me a lot in my 20s because I started a family, I had kids, I was working 2 jobs. I'm like, man, it can't get no worse than this. But I always found a way, but I just didn't know how. I found a way. So you just chalk it up like, okay, maybe it's hard work. Maybe it's what my man told me, or maybe I'm just lucky. But it's really not. It's you. Literally fueling everything. And you don't really get it.
Negative and positive.
Yes, the negative and the positive. But then also, you sort of understand the unseen things that work against you. See, I didn't know that in my 20s. That everywhere you kind of turn, there's an obstacle against you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. And I wish I had known that we on demon time 24 hours because I couldn't maneuver better back then. But as you get older and you go past that, then you start to learn all these things. I do this. I'm the master that I'm looking for. It's me all along. And those are the things you don't have in your 20s. It's like you wing everything. Everything's on me. Man, when's due? You know, I don't want to go to the club. You know, I need gas. You know, it's like you just
want to go to the club.
So it's what it's just not knowing that you are the one that's creating all your circumstances. You know, in your 20s, you blame everybody. It's not you. No, it ain't me. I get that. No, it's not me. But really, it's on you. Everything, so if I had known that, I'd probably be like a millionaire. I just didn't. I didn't know it. And that's why life is a school, right? So you ain't meant to know it until you're 50 or you're 60. Now you start to figure it out. Because it's like, now you have these answers, so that's my perspective.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think I would say that. Let's think about this again. And don't let failure keep you from chasing your dreams. Right? And when I say that, it's, school time, or you didn't realize, like Julie said, you didn't realize the strength that you have in you. And so we knew how to pivot per se, but we didn't know how to stay on task. Right? Like, okay, I went to college, I messed up my knee, I came home, I quit. Right? And it was more of understand that don't live in fear, and failure is the way you learn things. Right? Use your failure to fuel your dreams instead of stopping your dreams. And second, I would listen to the lady at the bank when I got my job, and she told me to open that 401k.
Girl, that right there. That right there.
That's definitely one.
That is the one. That is the one.
Bitcoin, and when it was a half a penny, if we had bought it then.
But so that's the thing, is like you don't realize you don't know what you know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think my biggest thing was just don't give up on your dreams because it's not what you expected it to go at the beginning.
I'd like to add on to that. And the thing is, what you don't know in your 20s is that you're going to get through it. Because I've gotten through every obstacle that was thrown at me, and you should know that. It's like you were strong enough to get through it and do it.
Yes. So true.
I think when people around don't realize who are focused and successful are the ones that are like right next to you. And you know that this person is sharp, but you're not really realizing what they're doing and what you're not.
Yes.
And then as you matriculate in life, this person goes on and becomes rich, CEO, and you're like, how did this?
Right.
This dude was laying in a puddle of vomit. And I still picked him up night after night. And now he is CEO and this, that, and that. So it's acknowledging your peers, staying close to what you already identified, but trying to, I guess, emulate what they're doing and put it in your own hand. And then the other thing is the knowledge that is around you. Your grandfather, all these people
Yes.
tell you constantly, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you should be doing it. And you sitting there like, it didn't work for you. Why would it work for me?
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about.
We them now.
And then it's like not knowing the right things that you should be observing or questioning why you have those reasons. Like you said, what should I be doing? If they would have really told you, I'm gonna set you up with this, you put a little bit of this, and this, and in 30 years, you might be able to retire.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then as you start watching that growth, then it becomes, oh, I got to put this money.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a
Yes.
question. I have a question.
Yes.
You drop it.
And that happened to me with my grandfather. He took all my summer money. I worked at the post office. So when I got to college, I rolled up in college with $5,000, $6,000. And he only gave me $100 out of every check. And I just looked at him like, man, I busted my ass. I had my money. For me, but $100. You don't even need that. I really need to give you 50.
Exactly. Especially back then.
And then my first year, he just took all of it. He would go collect my check. I'd go to the post office. Oh man, my check. The sizable said you can't have a check. No check. I get it back. Where my check at, old man? I would put it away. But when I got to school and I had all this money, and then I'm down there, I'm balling out. Like, that's all I'm going to get out of it. Y'all want pizza? Let's go get some dollars. If I sit there, I'm balling. Next time I have to take my money.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you learn.
Yes. So I got a question to that though, because of what you said, you tell them 30 years down the line, you're gonna have this and that. To a 20-year-old, 30 years down the line, they can't even imagine it.
That's what I'm saying, but when you
Yeah.
see that money,
So,
like when I got to school and I saw, when I went to that bank account and I go to my friends and they asking me for dollars and stuff, like, where y'all money? And then I realized, man, he was on to something.
right, he was. My question is, how do you, like my kid, she's 20. How am I gonna convince her 30 years down the line?
Well,
You
there
please.
You have to say
Once they see the money grow,
they have to
then
see
they realize,
Exactly. So
I
it's,
got money. I
so we need grandpas. That's like yours.
We need somebody, we need somebody.
discretion, and see how it accumulates. Right. And then they get to realize it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this what
And you work for it.
And
So
you
and
work for
it hit different that way
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Now you
I
work for it.
understand what you was talking about. Like I didn't realize until I got down there, and then George came out, and everybody was freaking out. Oh, I wish I could get him. I walked in. Then when Christmas came, the money was like half or whatever. Then I was like, well, I got enough to make it through the year.
Yeah.
I was like, damn man, what else should I do with this money?
Yeah, right. Yeah. When you start seeing, but it's too bad that you have to see it in order to
That's the
believe
only way
it.
to learn.
You
You gotta
because
see it.
yeah, because I know to Janine, the whole 401k, like my first 2-3 jobs, I was like, man, fuck that. I'm keeping my money with me, like to get the 401k, find it 401k, it's like, damn, if I had done this when I was 20, when I had the opportunity, I would be sitting on these right now. And it's sad because I try to, my youngest son is like his dad, so he is frugal as hell. And he will only spend when he wants some shit. Sorry, man. But my oldest son is just like his mother, and we like stuff. You know what I mean? So we like to get stuff. And so it's like, man, and I'm, trying to tell him, look, I see you, I see me in you. So trust me, this is not the way. I know, I did this, and this is not the way. Like, please, like, listen. Yeah, because, and I'm like, if you're still young, you can turn this around and still be good, and I said, so I told him, get in that 401k, you might,
even if it's $5 or $10.
I'm telling you, I said, it makes a difference because if something go wrong, you can go to that and get some money and do what you like. It's, man, so yeah. It's definitely
the example of getting some money back.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing I realized when I went to fam, I was like the only kid from Essex, so I really wasn't from Chicago. So I can get that. You ain't from Chicago.
Yeah, that always good stuff.
But the kids from Atlanta, they took me. I met this dude, me and him clicked up. So I was hanging with them. And the kids from Atlanta, they had a different perspective of things. And then I met some kids from Cleveland. So I was all around all the other kids from Chicago to the point where a lot of people thought I was from Atlanta. So then when the Chicago clique came in, I had realized everybody's hustling. Who was really hustling, who was. So when I got with them, we immediately clicked on hey, this, that. And what happens when you merge yourself with the right people, you have the right mind, y'all can do a lot.
Yes.
You can do a lot. And being that young, you too dumb to know that you ain't supposed to be doing all that. So we was doing a lot of illegal stuff, but we had the whole campus, like from our dorm, the whole dorm. Right. We had a lot. And it was wild because when the other kids, so one time we was hanging out with these older girls, everybody was older, so they thought they were school with us and stuff. So they were like, we gonna show y'all this and that. And we said, well, we already got this and that. And they looked at us like, who is y'all? What y'all thought? We ain't on the same level. So that was like, what I guess I was trying to say is when you, with the same like-minded people, y'all have a vision. Follow that thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like we're doing now.
Words to the wise. I like that. Follow your vision. I like that.
Because you can see how, like, y'all know how little New Edition was when they started.
Yes.
And them boys, Bobby left the group and they still power. You know what I'm saying? And they just became next star. But, like, when you have that vision and you lock into it, and like you said, your manifestation is so strong.
Yes.
You can really make that happen. And I went to school with Common, Q Packer, and Keisha Lance, all these people that I knew, Kwame Kilpatrick, they all became mayors. Q Packer's one of the biggest movie producers. Common Rashid was the rapper, that thing. And I actually saw Common before he left. And the first thing he said, man, I'm about to be this guy. So what you gonna do? I'm about to get $60,000 internship. Where you going? I'm about to be a rapper. I said, I don't think that's a good move. I said, I ain't never heard you rap. And he said, well, come on down to my house. I'm gonna go with what he told me. And I'll never forget. We need you to drive your Peugeot to DC and take us there. And I said, what? I'm gonna bum rush Jack Rapp. I'm gonna go on stage, I'm gonna say these rhymes, and I'm gonna get stopped. I'm looking at the comment like, what? I said, you gonna do what? I'm gonna bum rush the stage. I said, bum rush the stage. At the Source Award thing,
here.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Janice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then that summer I graduated, I was in Houston. I come to the club, and guess who was on the stage? Come. I'm sitting there, he on the stage. Chase, what's up,
We said what he was gonna do.
And maybe
I love
come on,
it.
yes,
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing I think when you're that young, like just lock in.
Yes.
Just don't stop creating.
Anybody else?
Yeah, so I do.
I have a comment.
Okay.
Ron says, hey.
Hey, Ron.
And he says, I remember Common rapping in the lobby of Checkers on 87.
I heard about that. Wow.
Hello, Tiff. Hello, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all, hey, that have tuned in. So, for me, it's definitely all that. I didn't take you all's thoughts. I went a different way with it. And when I saw the question, I was like, I wish I would have known how to love me, how to appreciate me, how to know that I'm worthy. Like all these things, because there's a lot of decisions that I made. Had I felt differently about who Kelda is, those decisions would have been bad decisions. And so I think that me loving the skin that I'm in now makes a huge difference on how I approach everything that I do. And I just wish I had had that power, that knowledge, that love, all those things for me. And then, and not to say I'm in a bad space, but I would be in a different space. You know what I mean?
You would move different.
Yes.
I think, like, we grew up together, right? So, I always had that undefeated attitude. Like,
Okay.
fuck it, we gonna do it.
I think I'm gonna cut you, Chase, but I think it's guys don't have a problem with loving themselves because I'm gonna get it on the court or I'm gonna get it out here. You know what I'm saying? So we see it in my crew. I'm gonna get it with my crew. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna do something in sports that I'm gonna put a name on something. You know what I'm saying? We did that,
Right.
so we grow up thinking, we grew up in that sort of athletic mindset.
Right, but what I will say is, so, like, I got into a lot of trouble for my up and out and this and that, but it ain't really changed. Like, your DNA. Your DNA. Now, you got to
Just learn how to
Would you learn how to move different, knowing who you are?
anytime
Yes.
something,
Yes.
it's gonna be another.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it ain't really your fault.
And why is your fault?
And
It's just DNA. Like, you trying to curb yourself. But who you is who you is.
That's true.
And you gotta announce that to people. Now, look,
Yeah.
you have to mind.
Yes. Yes.
Go read me.
That's true. That's true.
But you can't.
But so, okay, so to your
fault
point,
yourself. You
so
just
to
gotta
your
understand.
point, then you don't allow yourself to get into a position where you gotta come out of character. That's the knowing though, seriously, because if I know if I go over here with these people and this stuff, I know that Kelda can come out, then I just don't go. Because then I don't have to worry about it. Yes. So I'm more self-aware of how I know I can end up if the right buttons are pushed at the right time.
Sometimes those people won't kill to come out.
Don't
They-
they?
They're afraid to be there without killing.
This is true too.
So that's why they bring killing. Because they say we need killing because we need somebody to check these. But that's why people bring certain places because they know I needed this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Somebody gonna tell it may not be me, but we count on Kelly. There's something about it to say right.
And then there's a level of addressing stuff. So I try my best to, I'm older now. You
You
know what I
love
mean? So,
yourself more now.
oh, absolutely. So, and
You
it's
tell
up to your
you
point.
yourself, you still love yourself because all that stuff you did.
So that's what some of the ladies were saying too. Like it's not that you didn't love yourself then. It's just that you weren't aware of certain stuff. So you
want to be better.
Yeah.
You just want to be better.
Yeah. So
Part of that, especially for women, is that we go to please someone. So you're not pleasing yourself.
yeah.
I'm going to please you. I'm going to do for you. Instead of realizing that I should do this for myself.
Yeah.
And that's part of learning
Because
to
we're,
love
right,
yourself.
we're
Yeah.
just naturally nurturers,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, some of us.
And we have to say,
Yeah.
Not every woman.
So, right.
Not every woman is that. That's true.
But it,
Oh, hey,
Hey, Michelle.
so it's hard to nurture yourself sometimes. Especially with
Jana, you, anything you
Well,
wish you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes,
No,
I'm mad at the phones.
Say,
I'm the calm of the group.
Oh my goodness, we didn't ask.
Not even sometimes that's gonna sip.
And so, sometimes.
Because that's not true anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
Today.
Come on, Jana.
I am.
Okay.
I'm learning how to express myself
Yes.
in a positive way. I'm saying all this because I think
Quiet
in my
one.
20s, I really liked somebody that I probably shouldn't have liked.
Don't say that.
Well, I think that you look at signs and you ignore the signs.
Oh,
If I
absolutely.
knew back then what I knew now, it probably would have looked different.
Oh,
I wouldn't change
That is
anything
true.
with who my two beautiful.
Well, I wasn't going there, but you know, we just, as we said before, we're built off of our failures
Yes, we are.
and our
Yes, we are.
accomplishments. So it still made you who you are.
Yes, it is, thank you. And I would have finished completing projects. They graduated from college. I left from second semester junior year,
That's huge for me.
and I could have finished, but I chose to make another choice. So, you know, you think about where you are and where you're going, and then you look at, dang, I could have been in this career for 30 years, and now I'm just starting. So, you know, I would have taken things a little more seriously and listened to me. Because I was kind of timid and shy. Don't y'all say a word. I was kind of timid and shy and really wasn't there a lot. And now I'm trying to.
Well, you found her.
I found her. And so that's what I would have done. I wouldn't change anything.
Tequila
but I
shots
might
brought her
have
out.
moved different. I might have moved different. I would have moved differently, I think. I think that people kind of know who I am in Evanston and don't know me, but know me, if that makes sense.
Don't nobody know me
But I
in
know
Evanston.
people, like people say, you know,
And I was born and raised.
yes, and I think now people are getting to know who I am because everybody doesn't know.
But then at this point, do you give a fuck?
No, I really don't.
Exactly.
Some relationships, like some relationships, I'm enjoying getting to know
Yes,
people.
absolutely.
You know, because these two gentlemen right here, I knew who they were, but I didn't know who they were. I knew their names, but I didn't know them. You know, I didn't know them, and now that they're
I just met them today.
in my circle, then
Well,
I'm
you know
enjoying
what,
that
and,
piece of it.
and so that's the beauty of it
Building
too.
relationships.
We all, well, us and then Barb later on, all went to school together.
Yes.
So I've known Lance for years, I've known Julius for years. I was a little bit interacting with Lance a little bit more because of my brother Keith. And I knew Julius, you know, in school we were around and stuff. Lance and I became closer when Keith left this earth. And I truly appreciate the relationship that we have now, you know, because you're like a brother to me. And so, in getting, it's messed up that you, well, I mean, we lived, we learned, but we couldn't have had these relationships when we were younger. You know what I mean? Because it was just so many things, and again, it comes to just knowing different stuff.
Experience.
It's experience, but you know,
Yeah.
everything doesn't have to be sexual, and everybody doesn't have to have an agenda, and everybody, you know, it doesn't have to be that. You can have genuine friends, male or female, and it could be what it is. Don't be afraid to tell, and I'm going off on a tangent, and I know that, but I'm purposely doing that. Don't be afraid to tell people you love them. Don't be afraid afraid to hug people. Don't be afraid to reach out. Like all these things, because we're getting older and people are leaving here. And we have a classmate that is definitely my best friend, a guy. He's had some stuff happen in the past couple of days. He's had some emergency surgeries and stuff. And he's like, okay, so I done told my kids that I need you to help make some decisions. I was like, wait a minute, what? What are we like? What does that mean? Like, what are we saying? And so it's like these relationships are so important. And take out all that 20-year-old stupid stuff, and we need to just be here for each other. And it doesn't have to be all these stigmas and assumptions and all that stuff. It's just friendship and just being here. And again, I know that's off on a tangent, but I felt the need to say that, so I said.
Well, I have to tell you, in my 20s, I don't think that I had a lot of social issues, not knowing what I wanted, how I was gonna allow people to move around me, how I was gonna let them treat me. I was pretty solid there. I had to learn that in my younger than 20, elementary school, kids try to bully you. I come home, I'm telling my mom, and one day she was just like, look, either you're gonna handle it, or I'm gonna beat your ass when you get home.
That was my dad.
So at that point, I wasn't gonna let nobody say what they wanted, how they wanted, or do anything to me that I didn't want them to do. So by the time I got 20, I already knew that these were my standards for a man. This is what we were gonna do. I always knew I didn't want to go to college. That just school's not for everybody. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to be a mother. I want to do what I need to do, take care of my kids. But what I wish I would have known back then, as a young woman preparing to have children and do all that, is how important it was to start your life insurance early. Early. Not because I may die early, but because and the different insurances, right? So that I could build that for my children. Because as Joyce and I got older, we got life insurance when we were like, what, 30 something, almost 40. And, we're thinking the insurance, they're telling us, oh, this is great. And then 15 years into paying it, we can't borrow against it. It seems to not be exactly what you told me it was going to be. And now you want to trick me into another life insurance policy, and I'm still not getting anything. I don't want just enough for my kids to do what they need to do.
Right,
I want them to leave them something. Cremate me, put me on your shelf.
That's what I said.
But, it's just, those are the things I wish. Yeah, things I can borrow from, fix my house, do something for my kids, whatever. But those are the things I feel like, those are the things you should have been learning in school. Don't teach me about slavery, which may or may not have happened. But teach me about investing, teach me about life insurance, teach me about home ownership, the different that part. Teach me all of those things that can help me as I go on. Not just cooking. That's not. I can do that. I had a mother. I can do that. But those are things as a collective, boys and girls can learn.
So
To teach just to help.
the sad thing about that is for our age group is that our parents didn't know that to teach us.
And I said that.
And the schools weren't teaching black children that.
So
you know what I'm saying? So we start from this advantage already.
Definitely financially. Because I didn't give a shit about a credit score. None of that. And now, if my credit score does anything, I'm like, oh, it messes up my energy. So to know, and it's messed up because it's bullshit, but the bullshit helps you do what you need to do. You know what I mean? And so, oh my God. And I was saying, I can't remember who I was having a conversation with. I was like, but our parents, they didn't know credit score stuff. They didn't, they weren't taught that because just think about it. They was kind of just one generation removed from you couldn't even have a goddamn bank account. You know what I mean?
Slavery.
Slavery is different because I think their parents understand. You don't really talk money at the table.
Yeah.
Like you don't talk.
Yeah.
My grandmother and my grandfather, so they try to prepare you, have a roof over your head, to feed yourself, and clothe yourself, and go and have some kind of job. So it's just what your environment is and what you want your kids to be successful at.
Right.
So that's the thing. But when I go back to my 20s, all of those lessons was there.
Yeah.
You know, they laid it out. I paid attention.
Exactly.
Was one thing.
Yes.
But like, I remember sitting there with my grandmother and she's like, this is the check. This is how you pay. This is that. And then my mother, she insisted in high school that I learned how to type. She said, you can't go to college and be some man asshole. I can pay for that. Women ain't got time for that.
This is that mama kid.
Yeah. So I'm in the type class, and ain't no leaders in there, ain't no girls in there. And they got a man on the board, and no type stuff. And they in there setting records, and I'm competitive as hell. I'm in there, they got 60 words, I'm in there with 3, and I'm in there. Oh, hell no. And everybody, how many words you get? 120. How many you get? 6. They come. So then I'm in there after class, like, they can't be looking like it. Then the next time they come up, 60. What y'all get? So I was laughing. But then I went to ask, my mother had me some weird stuff. I was in there cooking. I had a cooking class. She said, she wanted you to be a well-rounded
She
individual.
taught you how to be an
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
She said 6. Right. So when I got to college, them dudes, I need somebody to take them. Grandmother said, well, if they need me, charge.
That's right. That's right.
I said, well, I can type a little bit. They said, I said, well, it's gonna cost you. Holy business. And then now I have my girl, but then they come back home, come on, say, can I get for 30?
No. Okay.
So, like, all that stuff was there. Like, if you listen to your parents,
Yes.
if you would have just had the wherewithal to hear what they was trying to tell you, you probably would have been up on game.
Yeah.
But you're 20 and dumb,
Yeah.
full of calm and how you stuff.
Yeah.
Run around.
So it seems like the overall theme is about listening and appreciating the knowledge that is being put before you.
Right.
And having a sense to know, pick your pieces, but use the knowledge that's around you.
For sure.
So you always you gotta learn stuff every day. So you gotta learn something every day. I mean, you gotta look at that. That's how I kinda
And know that you don't know everything, you can learn all your life.
You never gonna know.
It's not gonna stop. Yeah.
But to go back to schools were the doctrine at those times. We don't need doctors. We don't need those people.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna teach you things that are gonna advance you in society. They're gonna teach you. You're gonna get this education. You're gonna go out here and get you a good 9 to 5. But and especially for us, they were telling us that.
Yes.
Now,
I was gonna say that.
Some people in our class, they already knew. Oh, I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be a lawyer. You see, they had a different type of.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So they were teaching. So we were under different indoctrination.
Exactly.
So we had to. The big thing when we were coming up, when we got out of high school, knowledge is something. You gotta know who you are, because when you know who you are, that starts to open up doors for you. You know what I'm saying? When you know who you are, that was like our biggest thing. Like, you gotta have that other stuff, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are. And we walking around, and a lot of people don't know who you are. That's knowledge of self. That's real. You gotta know who you are.
Yeah.
And then we took that approach, but it opened up a lot of doors for us. Because I didn't learn shit in high school. Things I learned, I taught myself acting. You know what I'm saying? When I saw all my friends were going away, I'm like, yeah, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? I got all this. I know things. I know I'm creative. So now I got to put that together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
no
never
myself.
stop. I never stop creating.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that happens to us in our 20s, because sometimes brothers so much trauma just getting through the 20s, you stop to think, yeah, I used to be able to paint real good.
Yes.
I was good, I could rap, I
Yes.
could draw.
Yeah.
So you just can't really, you just
Yeah.
lose all of that. But those are things you can never lose because they also help you in your journey.
Because
So,
That's what I was telling. Yes.
Right, survival.
And that's what I was telling Jana. I've been event planning since I was 11.
But you didn't know that was a.
I didn't know that because I had since I was a little girl because I love babies. I want to be a neonatal nurse. So that just kind of was like my crown. You know what I mean? But that wasn't my gift. You know, and so I never
But you didn't have no role model either to show you that.
So I did and I didn't because my mother's mother worked. She's from Georgia, like rural Georgia, and she worked at a restricted. My grandmother worked at a restricted country club in the kitchen, and so she did all that kind of stuff. So then my mother brought it with her, and so she was a one always entertaining car parties, all these things. And so I'm watching this, you know, and so my brother turned 6, and I threw a damn Pac-Man party for him, a surprise party. And I drew all of the decorations, colored them, everything. I set everything at 11. Never even occurred to me. I did my own 17th birthday party. I did another one. I was doing it. Had no idea. I mean,
That's what I tell you, this could be no time.
and so part of that is it wasn't viewed as that then, but now that's like the thing. Like you can plan a meeting, you can plan an event, you can project manage all that shit. It was, and I wish it had been because that's where my passion is. That's where my love.
Because you look at your loves as not the job, because it's something you can do.
Yeah, it's
It's
what
a
it's supposed to be.
It's not you.
Then
it's not more fun.
Right.
So well, maybe it isn't because you know they say your job should be something that you love to do, so then it's not a job.
Right, but you think of a job as going to work.
Yes.
Playing the party.
Yes.
Exactly.
But that's because you're going to have that, like you were saying, when we was coming up, if you didn't go to college, people pulled you into jobs.
Right.
I remember coming back, G had a job at the CTA, Steve Bull's dad pulled him in. My grandfather told me if you don't make it, I'm gonna have this post office job, so don't mess this up. And I don't want to live no mail. That's real work.
Right.
But everybody, a couple of us got pulled into the election. I can't remember Eric. Things like that. He worked at the electric company when he was 20. He retired maybe 10 years ago. I saw him with TJ Maxx. I said, you kept that job? He said, damn right. I said, boy, I'm so proud of you. I said, you rich. I said, damn, I wish I had that job. And I said, God, you probably made more money than I made my whole life. I remember when you got it.
Right.
I was going where they pulled me in. I'm being electric. Congregation.
That was good money back then, even better now.
And then I remember Tony Graves started UPS. And every time I came back, he would have done that. You didn't know he was moving, but he had a jacket. Yes. He's like, damn, Tony, you be that like that? And he'd be like, and then he brought Walter in. Walter done been up. And Walter made damn near 6 figures. And I'm like, damn, man, you know that? But people will pull you in, and you don't. You don't know no better. But the ones that, like Eric, he said when he got his first check, it was almost $600,000. Then as he stayed there for 5 years, the checks got big.
That's okay.
Same with G. G worked that job. He got suspended 1 year. I came back. He was in. I said, well, why did what you do to fuck this up? And he said, I don't know, but I'm gonna get back. He corrected that thing. But all of those dudes, like you said, just didn't have the directions. Their parents pulled them in and stuff, and it was up to you.
you hit 40, it's downhill.
But
And
you
many young men are too, we don't look at the bigger picture.
Right,
We
we
look
don't.
now.
Yeah, but that's how you stand to change your life.
Yes.
So to tie it all in and go to ending because we're getting at time. If you had to reach 20-year-old people right now, and we've had this conversation on what we wish we knew, it's obvious that the biggest thing is listening and seeing the lessons that I put before you, which none of us did for real, for real. I mean, we did in certain situations. How can we reach, or what can we do to the 20s that are coming through now to help them to see without having to
You
experience
take
it?
their hand and help them, right? I think what we were, because we're all Gen X, we were set free.
Yeah.
You were,
Right.
Yeah.
You were probably dropped off at college, I was dropped off at college, okay, go college.
Yeah.
But we have to pick them up when they fall. Let them know it's okay that you fall. And not hold it against them. Right? And so then you have to also allow them to change their dreams. As ridiculous as it may seem to us, because they have a plan. And if it don't work, be there.
That's that.
Okay.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And so,
But if they don't believe,
right, correct, and that you do have to continue to chase them with them, go with them. Even if you know they're gonna mess up. Go with them. Anyway. Right? And that's one thing I think that we have to, because so often we hear the narrative, you wait till you got here. I can't believe that. But it is something that Americans do. But we do it. And our 18-year-olds are not kids. Most 20-year-olds do not develop their critical thinking skills until they turn 25. And so that might be it. And some of it is just about going on the journey with them. Chase their dream with them because you were not able to chase your dream.
I like everything you said. The best thing I think is the failure. You can't succeed unless you fail. And everybody that I've ever admired, LL Cool J was 16. He dropped his first album. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Common was going into his sophomore year. My side was a baby. And that's just God believing in God. So, believing something. I think that's like the biggest thing. But I do believe you can't really understand what you are until you get out there and you got to face the world by your damn self. Because then when you got to make it, like I said, I know risk do, but I want to party.
Yeah.
So I'm going to party. And I'm going to suffer through this sprint. Now, maybe get high from the landlord. To the next day. But without mom and them, man,
Right.
you gonna lose. I'm sure on the break, you might have to move in this month. You know, help me make it. But that's most important because you got to get out.
Yes.
You do
I
have to
agree.
get
So
out.
I believe that, so let me say this, and I have been saying this because I don't believe in pushing out kids that are not ready. 18 ain't nobody ready, for real. And there's some one-offs. But my thing is, where did that narrative start? Okay? And for me, what I see is the narrative started by other people telling us we need to put our kids out. But meanwhile, we helping Bobby and Sally and Marie and Mary and all these we using our people to help them get jobs in the city, apartments in the city, get their cars and all that stuff. So you can do that for your kids, but you want us to put our kids on the street at 18. I'm not with that. I'm gonna do what I can. I don't want to crunch you, but I'm gonna do what I can to help you. No, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying that narrative we have to put them out there. Where did it start? Because they ain't doing that. That's us saying a lot of that. You know what I'm saying?
Going away to college is putting you out there.
No,
Children are 18, that's not
You can be out in the
Absolutely.
My mom had me at 21.
Right, I
That
said,
was-
yeah, I said, what you say?
I'm sorry, that's the first one. The first one was you. The second one was.
Yeah.
But I think,
I don't know.
Let's go.
Janice, she doesn't want this. She doesn't want this.
all the kids is parents. They gotta figure out what they're gonna do.
I'm pretty sure we have prepared the right way. But
Because but in the end, I'm not saying that we should count our children. I'm saying that we should make them feel safe enough that if they're struggling, yes, they got friends, but they also have somewhere to come back.
That's what I've always told my kids. I'm like, look, it doesn't matter where you at in this world, you always got a place to stay.
Yeah, we expect that.
If
But
we
you
say,
don't get to,
but I was,
yes.
but the thing about it,
Always come home and be fed.
I was one of those kids that had to go, right?
Yeah.
My dad was like, brother, you gotta go. You got a baby on the way, you gotta go. So I had to leave the house with a baby on the way, only working part-time at Granger, basically, and then we give you $600. Now you gotta figure it out. I'm like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So my life changed dramatically from good little life, kicking it every weekend, and mama giving me money to now, you got $600. Mommy, she's smart, she got us a place. We was living on the dead of the Lions. You know, with a baby coming, I'm only working part-time. $600. Bro, my grandfather gave me a hoopty, so we got a ride. So I'm like, all right, this is all I got. So now I got to figure this shit out. Because ain't nobody coming, and that's where but not all families are like that. Because I was raised that way, but I would never do that to my kids. Meaning that when you're ready to go, you don't ever have to leave. Because I saw what's out there. And it ain't nothing. And it ain't, but if you're not one of the people, it's tough.
You know
To
what?
be on your own. So I saw. And I think some nights I saw that thing out there. You know what I'm saying? Because some days you just in the dark. This is
What
crazy.
it does when you do that and you don't support your kids, it forces them to make decisions that are sometimes not in their interest.
Right. But it could be the opposite too, though, Julius. And
No,
when I say the opposite, it's
Yeah.
because I'm the opposite. And when I say the opposite, I too, well, not the opposite as far as having kids. I too had a kid young, 21, pregnant, and I got 4. You know what I'm saying? But the thing I did was, where you're saying you were told to leave, I left. I left. And so that's what I say for the opposite.
I was trying to wait this thing out.
Not only stronger, it's still nurturing. Let me finish. Can I finish? It's because it's not only stronger, it's nurturing. And it wasn't because I was stronger saying, oh, I can go support myself and do this. It was more nurturing. Barbara, you need to be in a sane, quiet place for your kid to grow and be strong. Don't be arguing. Because I have a brother, and we argue day and night, and I didn't want that. So it was like, okay, you gotta move on. So sometimes you become strong because you have to. You know, and both reasons was because you have to. But it is, you know.
The intent, as long as you have the intent, and you're gonna have those elements working for you. Meaning that if you just keep moving forward, you know, God will show up.
Exactly.
In some form or fashion, whatever you might need.
So I say that to say we're both different, but we still both same intent. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
it's just that it was at the time when it was happening to me. You know, guys, I'm just still in a delusional state, bro. You can have a kid. What are you gonna do with this kid is coming? I'm still at but she's a little different. But me, I was still looking at her like, But I'm saying
that's what it's telling me in my time.
Well, the thing is, women raise their daughters and love their sons.
and
So we are prepared to be out there because of the way, if a woman has sons and daughters, difference in the rearing is very obvious. The woman, the daughter is being raised to have a family, be out there, have her own home and all that. Where the son is
From a woman.
like
From a woman.
from a woman.
Yes.
But the son is like, I gotta protect my son, I gotta be there for my son. And that's because of the world. And when I'm saying my son, I'm saying our son.
Also, but I'm gonna tell you where that comes from. I heard it comes from during slavery times.
Yes.
Oh, so you know
Yes,
the story too,
absolutely,
yeah.
that's what I guess.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Because like me, when I was that age, I'm coming in, I got a kid, and I'm still thinking about the club on Thursday nights, living sins, I'm still thinking about Saturday night. I get off work, I get off my part-time job, I come home, I take a nap, and then we go work out, and I'm about to have a baby, and my dad is like, this dude is thinking, he ain't seeing the reality that I'm seeing. So that's where, and so now you translate that to our ancestors, the boys probably were the same. You can't send your boy out here to run right into a slave catcher.
Yes.
He don't, because he don't know what to look for, he don't know nothing. So it's the same sort of.
My question is it not the same now? Because I mean, even though it's not slavery, these police out there, because I'm so scared, I promise you.
But that's
scared for my
that's
son.
why I told my children, I said, wherever I'm at, will always be a safe space. I don't give a fuck if you're 45, you come back and live with me. Because I feel like that's my responsibility till I check up on it. And I know the program, and my oldest daughter knows the program, my middle daughter knows the program, and my son knows the program.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you can't, the way that we were raised was different. And then I don't agree with all of it, but it did make me a strong motherfucker.
Well,
and at the end of the day, I know whatever happens, I can go outside with a patch of grass and I'll survive.
but
So that's what that did for me.
I want to add on to what you're saying though, because you know how you said you were thrown out there with your kid and all that. Us as a generation, we've been thrown out there since age what? 3, 4.
Wait, and also let me tell you, because we're all Gen Xers, right? We were the last generation that knew what outside was and what it was. We didn't have no cell phone, we didn't have no computers. We did, video games came in later, but we had board games and shit. I was outside making dirt castles and shit, looking at the clouds. That's all I had and shit. Just sitting there looking at the clouds.
Playing tag, hide and go seek.
We need to.
And that's why they're trying to shut us up, Black Generation X. We all pay for our kids' cell phone plans, we still
And you know,
do all these certain things, and
I don't so much coddle my son. I think with my daughters, with all my kids, what we tried to do was raise them to know, you know, you can go out here every day, all day. Don't make the mistakes we made at Charlie. So everything that you do should be better than what we do. And we call it that. That's what we want. That's what we want. We're gonna raise every house.
But you don't got to get me done. I'm
Not
in a big
that's
ass house.
that's
That's how I want
exactly.
it. Yeah.
But like, my son is the last to move out, so he moved out last week. So I'm not so much worried about him.
I'm not happy about that, but okay.
Didn't want him to move out or anything, but that's not it. What it is as a parent, I'm afraid for all of them.
Yes.
But him especially because he is a black man, and everyone knows the power that he has.
Yes.
So of course they want to take it. They know what he brings with him. And I try to keep him, thank God, he's never been one of those kids that we've never had any trouble, never fight, ever. Not that he doesn't know how to fight, but never had to get into those type of situations. He's just who he is. He's pretty on the straight and narrow. Now, he does not have an affinity for police officers, but I try to tell him, even though that is the case, do what you need to do to stay alive.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to make me have to then go and kill somebody. So
It all comes from selfishness.
What I'm gonna say is, I'm not gonna take that back, but I just need us as parents, because what we didn't know
Yeah.
the way we know how to. Because like I saw on Instagram, this young girl, she started her own little business. You know, it's this cash box, the little.
What, girl?
Can I help you? This little cash box, right? You got lashes on, you got money sign, got cash girl, but that's helping these young women learn how to save $5,000, $2,000. She's doing, it's her own business, but it's getting to those generations, that generation that's person, to teach them how to save and everything. But as we know that kids can be hard-headed. Very hard. I'm almost hard-headed. That's the board. But, you try to teach them, well, this is how we pull out cards. This is how, we start off with one that you buy out straight out, have it for a while, then trade it for the card that you want. No, we want the new one right now.
Yes, he knows.
Okay.
So listen, we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Because I feel like there was a question that came out, and I'm so mad that I didn't write it down for the next one. But questions that come out, so I want everybody to give me a question that you feel like maybe not expanded, maybe expand this topic, maybe touch on a branch from this topic or something. I want everybody to give me a question. I'll write it down that we can talk about later. Okay, and go, Jenny. We don't have one. I don't have that. I can't. Lance, you don't have much.
I think the thing that stood out is that black men are raised with fear, and black women are raised with fear. And I think to equal that, and give black men the same thing we raised with black women, we're not going to progress, because brothers can't be raised with fear. Can't have fear in heart for the son, even though there's everything happening. But fear is big devil.
This generation is not scared.
They aren't.
This generation is.
It's us.
Yeah.
Okay, next question, Jan. Okay, Juice.
I would say a question.
And no pressure, I just.
How can we come together? I think men and women, how can we come together with looking at the current state of black men, black women? We seem like we don't do 17.
Okay.
We need to show that back. You can see it on the blog. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I like
What's
that.
going on? So that would be.
I like that. So, okay, Monica, because I do want to say, but do you have a?
I'm going to piggyback on everybody.
Okay.
Because I think we had this topic before, but we didn't have it, we did it amongst ourselves.
Okay.
So I feel like, how can we lift each other up as men and women, especially as black men and women? For that same reason. Women feel like black women feel like they're shunned by black men. Black men feel like black women don't need it. There's never a time that we don't need it. Never a time.
Okay, Barb, you have one?
No.
Okay. So I want to say this. Again, bringing men to this is new and this is exciting.
Yeah.
I love having men. So for the next one, I did have a couple of men that I've already kind of reached out to and talked to. But I want you two to come back. Because I'm looking at these questions and I feel like this is, I don't want to say topic or subject, but it's not subject. I don't know what the word is, but the idea of this and us coming together, I think with more men and us and different women, it could be a really good conversation. And I'm really excited because the next one is in September. We do them quarterly. The next one is in September. The panel, we have to decide which day it's going to be. But I'm looking to do it trying to make sure everybody can be the people that I'm thinking.
No, it's good.
Okay, that's it. All right. So I just want to say, this has been good. I'm so excited. This has been good. And I know we got off a little bit, but hey sis, but I love having the men here. So definitely want to keep that energy going. You all please like and subscribe, tune in, we have these signature cocktails now. We're going to try to give you an idea of what was in it. If you're looking for the ingredients, I can tell you real quick is all the things I put in it. Lychee syrup, lychee juice, tequila, triple sec, yuzu juice, simple syrup, and that's it.
What is yuzu?
Yuzu is a citrus fruit that's something like, it's very similar to a lemon, but to me, yuzu is like on a whole other level. And I will probably never use a lemon again. Seriously. Like I probably seriously will never use a lemon again. And thank you to Melina and Woke Up Horse Coking that introduced us to yuzu. Okay, and so then for the Kentucky Mule, I use the bullet. And instead of fresh lime juice, I use fresh yuzu juice. That's why I can say it's Dr. Pickens. And then I use ginger beer, and I also added yuzu and lime sparkling water to that you all were drinking at first, the one that I spilled all over my foot. Yeah. That's so with the Kentucky Mule, some people use bitters just to add a different whatever to it. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna add that. Yeah, so I had to do that together real quick. So again, I want to say thank you for tuning in. This podcast is under the ASE LLC branch, and it's just the hub. This is a branch of it, and this is just one of the things I'm taking and seeing where it goes. I love mixology. Everybody that knows me knows that, so I love it, and I feel like it's just getting better and better because I'm able to just kind of do like this and come up with this stuff. So it's exciting.
And what is that, Sarah?
So ASE is my event planning business, and so we do all kinds of events. These ladies are my core and niece and nephew, and any kind of event, but where our lane is kind of going into is women empowerment brunches, and it got really, really pricey because I wasn't trying to charge people because I wanted women to get the experience. So what I have decided to do, because y'all know I'm Leo, and I'm gonna celebrate me on my birthday. Right. So in order to continue to do the brunches, which I am extremely passionate about because we do empowerment activities that really connect people. So I have changed my birthday celebrations annually to empowerment brunches. So it will be my core people that are invited, but I'm rotating and inviting new women every year. So there'll be once a year in August. We have one coming up in August, and the theme is Queens. So I'm really excited about this one. I'm really excited about all of them, actually. But so that's kind of the lane where I'm moving in, and we can do all kinds of events. I mean, it's not, but I really have a passion for women empowerment brunches because it just feels like there's a need for us to start supporting each other more and hearing each other and not being like, oh, I don't like her. Like, we too old and this world is different. We don't have time for that. So that's why I really want to get into that.
So I'm gonna say, to sum it up, she does all events.
I do.
She does birthday party, wedding,
yes,
whatever you need. She does them all. But under the hub, She does empowerment brunches also.
Absolutely, yes, and that's the truth. 1000%.
Bye, baby girl.
So, Sally's watching, hey Leo. So we're gonna end here. I again have really enjoyed it. The theme was linens. I don't know if you can see all the little linens around the table.
Well, I can.
The cocktails were lemon based.
Uzu ladies.
Yuzu. And so, yeah, so I just wanna say thank you for tuning in. I know we went a little bit over, but not that much, because we started a little later, so we're good.
Right.
We're good. We on that hour-ish.
Alicia said, "Ooh, this world is different."
Yes.
Absolutely. Listen, so cheers to all. Cheers. Y'all forget it. The ones that ain't empty, yes, cheers. And thank you all. We'll let you know when we're gonna be live again in September. Bye. Thank you. Woo!